Hey, what's up?
What's
Are
up?
you
Hello,
doing this? Are
everyone.
you steering?
Welcome back to another episode of SimplyPodLogical, a simply Nailogical podcast. It is weirder to say that about myself.
Hello.
Shut up.
Cristine, you're hosting.
I am host. I mean, we're both always hosting. I don't really know what
Are
that
we?
means, Ben. But yeah, welcome back to another episode. Happy Taco Tuesday. Today, we decided to flip the script. A couple episodes ago, Ben quizzed me on pop culture.
Mm-hmm.
He came up with a bunch of questions
And
himself.
we found out Cristine is very cultured.
Yeah, I got like 100% or more than 100% on that quiz. So
Sure.
I thought I would return the favor today. So I curated the internet. I scoured all the apps. All the apps. I don't know.
Uh-oh.
And I came up with my own set of questions to quiz you to see how well you know pop culture.
Dixie D'Amelio.
That's not a question.
Who is Dixie D'Amelio? Is this like Jeopardy?
No, you don't have to answer in the Jeopardy style. But yeah, it's a bunch of different topics. And it's, some old, some new. But I came up with the questions myself from, being prompted from websites on pop culture. But like I kind of, went off on my own.
Sounds like fun.
So you will not find a link to this quiz down below. Last time people asked, where's the quiz? And
Yeah, it's like in my
yeah.
inbox.
In Ben's head. The quiz is in my head. Okay, so you can play along, though, and listen to see how well you know pop culture. You ready, Ben?
I'm ready. Let's go get him.
Okay. What was the first music video played on MTV?
Video killed the radio star.
How do you know
I
that?
believe. That's a pretty well-known thing.
Is it? I
Yeah,
didn't
well,
know that.
it's symbolic, right? It's a song about...
Who wrote that song? Bonus questions. Oh, wait, I have to take
Bonus
score,
points.
right?
I can't remember the name of the band, but that's a pretty well-known trivia thing. It's the death of radio, and now MTV doesn't even play music at all.
That's right. They just, what do they do? I don't even know.
The Challenge,
The
season
Challenge, yeah.
53, Teen Mom.
Okay, so Video Killed the Radio Star was originally by Bruce Woolley, but it was popularized by the Buggles.
The Buggles.
The Buggles.
That's
I remember
a deep
that.
cut.
Yeah, my dad used to listen to it all the time.
The
But
Buggles?
The Buggles. Video Killed the Radio Star.
No, I know
Yeah.
the song,
But
but,
the
can
song
you name
that-
any other song by the
No,
Buggles?
no.
Okay.
But that song, the one that you've heard or a lot of people that might have think is popular, is actually the second version of it by the Buggles. The original one is not the one that most people think of.
That's interesting.
Fun fact. It was 1979, by the way. I wasn't even born. Why is this in pop culture question? I don't know. Because MTV.
Okay,
All right.
did I do good?
So you get 1 point, but you don't get a bonus point
Okay,
because you didn't know.
I
who
can
was
live with
original.
that.
All right. Something more your style. What is the best-selling video game of all time?
That's a good question. So Nintendo is notorious for like re-releasing games, and that means they can keep making money and selling it again and again. So my first thought was to go with like one of like the vintage original Mario games.
Mario.
But I kind of feel like in 2021, 2022, there's probably some like bullshit app that a bunch of kids today have bought like a million fucking times.
Okay,
And it's
guess.
like in-app purchases like for Fortnite have... Fuck. I don't know.
You cannot call a friend.
I can't phone a friend.
There's no friends to call.
I don't have any friends to call.
You cannot call a video game donkey.
Minecraft.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So according to whatever website I found, Minecraft is the top-selling video game with $238 million in sales. Do you want to take a guess at the second one? Or third or fourth?
Fortnite.
Nope.
No.
Grand Theft Auto was second at
Oh.
$155 million.
Just Grand Theft Auto or Grand Theft Auto 5? Does it say?
It doesn't specify.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's a series of games, so...
Yeah. And then it was Tetris.
Okay.
And then it was Wii Sports.
Wii Sports?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
That's
really know
some
what that means.
Weird end of that Mount
Which game is
Rushmore of
Wii
games.
Sports? Like, anyways.
I think
okay.
it just came with the Wii, So everyone bought it, but it really just came free with that generation of a Nintendo system, I want to say.
Speaking of sports.
Speaking of Minecraft, one of the guys who created that game is like kind of insane, by the way. And when Microsoft bought it from him for like $1 billion, however much they paid for it, they like forced him out to distance themselves from the company.
Okay. So you know more
fun
about
fact.
that.
Bonus points? Bonus points for Notch?
No, that was not a bonus point.
Okay.
Speaking of sports,
Yes.
what's the national sport of Canada?
That's funny. You would think it's hockey, but it's actually lacrosse, I believe.
Yes,
Ding,
correct.
ding, ding. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's
I mean,
kind of a
everyone
trick
just thinks
question
of
in
hockey.
Canada.
You tried to trick me.
Yeah. It's like everyone thinks Toronto is the capital of Canada.
Does
But it's
everyone
not.
think that?
It's not. It's Ottawa, where we live, by the way.
It is. The more you know.
All right. On hockey, though, which pop singer is married to Canadian hockey player Mike Fisher?
Well, Mike Fisher played for the Ottawa Senators for many years. A great second line center.
That wasn't the question.
Well, I watched him as a child, and we were all rooting for him when he hooked up with Carrie Underwood.
Okay. So you know.
And they live happily together in Nashville, I think, these days.
Oh, so he went away to America for
Well,
her.
apparently they had a place out in Canada here for a while.
Really?
But I can't imagine she liked
She
living.
liked living out in Ottawa. Yeah, no way.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, still on hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Which hockey Hall of Famer put celebrity Justin Bieber into the boards during an All-Star weekend in 2017?
Sorry, can you read that again?
Which
I feel like I'm having a fever dream.
Which hockey Hall of Famer puts Justin Bieber into the boards during an All-Star weekend in 2017? Who threw Justin Bieber into the boards?
A Hall of Famer. So not like he's friends with Austin Matthews, the first line center on the Toronto Maple Leafs.
What?
Do you know anything? So
No.
Justin Bieber is friends
I only
with
know
hockey
the one
players.
answer, just the name. I don't know anything else.
He was going to have a shootout contest with Jordan Binnington, the goaltender for the St. Louis Blues. Maybe, no, he's not a Hall of Famer though. It's probably some random, like Brendan Shanahan or something like that. No, Christine's shaking her head. You can't shake your head while I'm
Oh,
answering.
well, you said Brendan, so I was immediately like, no.
Oh, so it's not any of the Brendans. Brendan Lemieux. Brendan,
No.
okay. Did they bite him?
I'm not sure. That is not in my answer.
Okay, I don't
It's
know.
not in my dossier, in my research.
Hall of Famer. Yeah, I don't know. Mark Messier.
No.
Okay, I can't keep
Okay.
guessing.
Chris Pronger.
Oh, yeah, that guy's an asshole. That makes sense.
Okay.
You don't know
what he
anything
is.
about it? Okay.
But
How many
you
more
are
hockey questions
incorrect.
do you
Okay,
have,
that's
Christine?
it. We're done with hockey. Who would yell, "Cabs are here," when it was time for the group
DJ
to...
Pauly Deep.
Yes.
Cabs are here.
Let me just finish the question for those who didn't know. There was someone who would yell, "Cabs are here," when it was time for the group to go out on Jersey Shore, which was a popular MTV show when we were growing up. And
Well, I think they
it was
even brought
Pauly
it
D.
back, right? Like,
Yes, they
it's a
did have a reunion show.
family. And one of them went to prison.
Mike.
The situation.
Situation, Mike.
He had a situation that led him into being incarcerated, apparently.
He had a situation where I think he might have evaded taxes. I think it was that.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Okay. Next question. What was Sonic the Hedgehog's original name
What?
before it was Sonic? He was assigned.
You're like shattering my
different name.
childhood. Sonic
Yeah.
had a different name
He
before he
did.
was Sonic? Mm-hmm. Was it something about... I'm just trying to drop all my Sonic knowledge here. He likes chili dogs. He's a friend named Tails.
He's blue.
Knuckles the Echidna came onto the scene. He had a name before. No, I think you're just making this up.
No, I'm not.
I'm pretty sure I'm
Googled
pretty
it.
friendly with Sonic. I think I would know if he had a different name.
There was another contemplated name before he was named Sonic.
Was he still a blue hedgehog that liked to go fast?
I assume
Do you
so.
have this
I don't know if he
context?
changed colors. That's not the question.
Sonic. It was probably something stupid because it was Sega's answer to Mario. So maybe it's like Giuseppe. Giuseppe the Hedgehog?
No.
No?
No, it was Mr. Needle Mouse. Because needle mouse is the literal translation for the Japanese word hedgehog.
Oh. Shit. My head should have, went there with bad translations. Just like Donkey Kong, right? Was like an attempt to like convert dumb ape into something, turned into Donkey Kong.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, sorry, Needle Mouse?
Mr. Needle Mouse.
Mr. Needle Mouse.
He could have been Mr. Needle Mouse.
Do you want to hear my favorite, origin, video game character? How
Tell
they
us then.
So Kirby, do you know who Kirby is? Like, it's a pink circle. He sucks people up.
Is it a Pokemon?
He's not a Pokemon.
Like the big pink thing. It's like a Pokemon.
He's like a pink sphere who flaps his wings, flies, and he sucks people up. And when he swallows them, he takes their power. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, when they were making the game, I think they just had that like avatar as a placeholder because they didn't know who the character was going to be yet. Like maybe it was going to be a hedgehog or a person or an animal. But I think when they showed the game to people, it was so endearing seeing this pink fluff ball that they just left it that way.
Okay.
Very interesting.
This is
Is
very
that interesting to you, Cristine?
You're always going to know the most about the video game ones, but let's see if you know more about more mainstream stuff.
Uh-oh.
Which sports star is married to supermodel Gisele Bündchen? I'm saying that wrong.
How do you say that?
Bündchen?
Bündchen?
Bündchen? I don't know.
She is married to Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And they have some children together.
Okay, and bonus points. Which...
He kissed his son on the lips one time.
That's not the question.
That's not the question.
That's not the question.
Okay, what's the bonus point?
Do not volunteer answers for questions I have not asked, or you will be removed from this game show.
Dixie D'Amelio.
No. Which famous actor did Gisele used to date?
Seal.
No, that's Heidi Klum.
That's Heidi Klum. Shit. Gisele Bündchen. Mr. Bündchen?
No.
I don't know.
Like a really famous actor. Like more famous than Tom Brady. In my opinion.
Tom Cruise?
No. Okay, you don't get a bonus point. It was Leonardo DiCaprio for like many years.
No.
Yeah.
For many. No.
Many
he
years.
goes through women like
No,
that.
no. There was a period of time where I think it was like 3 to 5 years.
Well,
Yeah.
when he was like a teenager?
No.
He's notorious for like dating women until
Yes,
they
I know.
turn 25.
And this was when she was
right?
younger, to be fair. She was under 25.
How old
I
is
guess.
Leonardo DiCaprio now?
Now?
Yeah.
I don't know.
How much older
That's
than
not
us?
a question on my...
Well, he got famous for like Gilbert Grape in the 90s, right?
Yeah, he was younger
Is he
though
in
when
his
he first
40s?
got famous.
Is he in his 40s?
I believe so. Probably.
Yeah, okay.
Late 40s maybe.
I just can't imagine a time when he would have. Okay, sure.
I think it was like 2003 or 4, something like that. Could be wrong. Okay.
Post-Titanic.
Another question. Who is Beniffer?
I thought you were going to say Bebe Rexha for some reason.
No. Who is Beniffer?
It's Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah.
Their ship name.
Yeah.
And I think that was like the first ship name a lot of people
Yeah.
knew, right?
Yeah. Okay. So you know that whole era.
And he was in her video,
Yeah.
Jenny on the Block.
Was it that one? I can't remember.
Yeah.
You know more than me all
Don't
of
be
a sudden.
fooled by the rocks that I got.
Do you remember what color engagement ring he bought her? I'll give you bonus points. It was
No,
all in the news.
I definitely
No,
do not.
okay. It was pink, like light pink or something.
That was a big deal.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know, an ugly pink diamond ring.
Did they ever even get married?
I don't think so. I think they were just engaged. I
Why
could
do
be
we-
wrong.
why do we know
I didn't
this?
follow it that closely, but it was hard to ignore when every time you went in the drugstore and the grocery store, those magazines were everywhere with their ship name. So, but do
true.
you know they're back together?
That'd be a terrible way to have your relationship on the front of magazines. God, that's got to be just awful.
What's our ship name?
Ben Steen?
Benstein or Chris Jamin. Chris Jamin. Like, did you know that Beniffer is currently back together though?
Good. I hope they're
According
happy.
to the tabloids, yeah.
I hope he's doing
I
well.
wonder what happened to that pink ring. Did he sell it? Did she keep it? Are they going to use it again?
Do you wonder about
Curious.
that?
It was worth a lot of money, so it's kind of like wild. You do have to think about these things. I mean, maybe you don't when you have so many millions.
Yeah,
you don't
they
care about
got
a couple
money.
millions. All right. Which band was Beyonce originally a part of?
Is this like a trick question? Like there was something before Destiny's Child? Or is the
No,
answer
the
just
answer is
Destiny's
Destiny's
Child?
Child.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, come on.
Okay.
And it was her, Kelly. Is this
Okay.
bonus points?
If you can name them all, you get a bonus point.
Oh, no. There was like a fourth and maybe even a fifth that like...
I will accept first names. You don't need to know their last names. If you can name their first names.
So Kelly Rowland
Yeah.
is one of them. Yeah, that's it. That's all
Okay,
I
so you
got
don't
for
get a
you.
bonus point. Michelle Williams was the other
actress?
one. The actress? No. Oh,
There's
you're
an
right.
actress
There
in
is an
there.
actress. No, not that Michelle Williams.
Okay.
But you're right. There was
There
a
were
fourth
others.
person that did circulate in and out. But generally speaking, I think most people just consider those three to have not formed, but to have been considered as Destiny's Child. It was those three. Beyonce being the third.
And wasn't Beyonce's dad their manager?
Yeah, or was it?
Does that sound right?
Was it their? I think it was their dad, and then their
Well,
mom
not
had
their,
the
like her dad.
her dad. Sorry, and then
So it was always just sort of a vehicle.
and her
for
mom was
her
a
to-
fashion designer, and the group wore her mom's clothes.
Yeah, and then she blew up as soon as she went solo. Well, now that Destiny's Child was popular, right?
They were very
They were very
popular.
big. Okay,
I'm a survivor.
I know.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Which
how am I doing so far?
you're doing
Have I
pretty
gotten
good.
any? What? How many points do I have?
I
Are you keeping
count.
track?
1, 2, 3. You have 8 points.
What question are we on?
10. You missed a
Doing
couple.
worse than Cristine.
But you got some bonus points. Okay, next question. Which tennis sister recently had a clothing and footwear collab with Nike?
Don't both of them have collabs with Nike? Both the Williams sisters, I think. But so recently? It's recently, maybe.
Recent.
I mean, it's either Serena or Venus. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I could have given you that.
Well, no. Okay, did Venus recently do something? Serena's off like having kids and stuff like that, I think.
It's
She's
Serena.
the more famous one. Oh, is Serena? Okay.
Serena, yeah.
You
Well,
should give me like half a point. Then.
it was first talked about a few years ago that they were going to do a collab, but I guess it dropped earlier last year. Might have been last year or this year. But it was recently. Or no, it was this year in April.
It's pretty specific.
Yeah.
She's the greatest women's tennis player ever, Serena. Just new movie out with Will Smith about their dad.
How do you know? I don't know this. What
People get mad when you say best women's tennis player ever because they're like, why don't you just say best tennis player ever? Because I think if you just look at her record relative to her peers, she probably
exceeds.
is in that
Yeah.
conversation. But then people kind of debate like men's versus women's sports. We probably shouldn't talk about this. Maybe let's drop that.
I don't pay attention to sports, so I don't know what's going on. Tennis. All I know, collab with Nike. She had footwear.
Yeah, you're asking me questions about like who's married to this athlete, not
Yeah.
about the sports. No, just tennis is one of these sports where people have always been hung up on the difference between men and women's tennis for some reason. Like there have been famous matches between men and women, battle of the sexes.
Wait,
and all.
really?
Yeah, yeah.
I thought that was like not allowed because of whatever separating the genders.
Well, it's just a
like
pretty
in
practical
the
way.
not the Olympics, in the championships.
No, I think
Whatever
there's some famous like exhibition matches.
Okay,
Which
interesting.
So there's a famous match where the guy just easily beat this woman, but then they had a rematch where she won, and I guess there's a lot of speculation about whether he threw the match or not. But
Wow, I had
I
no
don't
idea.
know
That's
much about
actually
that.
really interesting. Maybe is there like a documentary on that?
I think they made a movie about it not long ago. But I know it's come up recently. Like John McEnroe, one of the most famous men's tennis players ever, released some book, and he was being interviewed about it. And when he said that, like she's the best women's tennis player ever, the interviewer was like, "Well, why woman?
would you
Why
say that?
just
Yeah.
best tennis player ever?" And he goes, "Well, if she was playing with men, she'd be like ranked 300th in the world." And that really upset a lot of people.
Is that like factual based on statistics, or is that just like a presumption?
I should be careful here because
Like it's hard to say, right?
No,
Yeah.
like the best men in the world will beat the best women in the world. That's just kind of true. But you can only judge, my perspective is you can only really judge athletes by their peers, right? Same thing happens when you say like who's the best,
Nail art channel, yeah.
no,
Just kidding.
who's the best like hockey player of all time? If you dropped a hockey player today into the 80s against the best players then,
Oh.
there's no competition. Like the best player today is like just on a completely different level.
Like someone could beat Wayne Gretzky today.
Yes, but what made Wayne Gretzky the best player of all time is relative to the people he was playing with, he was so far ahead of everyone else. So I feel the same way about men's versus women's sports. I think you do judge people like they were in a class of their own against the people that they were eligible to compete with.
That's interesting.
That's my take, so no one gets mad at me.
No, I mean, I think that sounds reasonable to me, but I also understand that there's a lot of politics involved in sports and, you know, who wins and who's the best, and everyone cares so deeply about that title. I will not comment on how it should be done.
Let's not even comment on the rigid gender
I don't even know how
here,
to
right?
like assess who is the best. I don't know the best way because I don't fucking know sports.
At the end of the day, it's games, right?
But not to everyone. To me, it looks like games, but you know, to other people, they're like, "No, Cristine, it's not." Okay, moving on to something a little more.
That's like in hockey. There's a famous ad that's like, "Hockey, it's more than just a game."
Yeah, I remember that.
Right? Yeah, we grew up with this ad.
Yeah.
But right after that, there were like public service announcements on the sports channels, being like, "Hockey, it's just a game." Because they didn't want parents
to
be like screaming at their kids for not being good enough as like 10-year-old hockey players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hockey moms.
Yes.
Okay. Let's move on to something more illegal.
Illegal.
Yeah.
An illegal is just a sick bird, Cristine.
That's not the question.
Dixie D'Amelio.
Shut up. What did Martha Stewart go to jail for?
Tax evasion. Or no, insider trading. Insider trading. That was a close one.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Up.
Do you want to know
also,
the actual?
Like, why did she like? It was weird how they singled her out in that scheme. I thought there was something weird about that. Like they were trying to maybe send a message and using this high-profile figure. Like I think she was guilty based on the evidence, but
she was convicted of conspiracy, obstruction, and making false statements to investigators in connection with an investigation into insider trading. Yes.
Yes. Fact check.
A bonus question. How long did she spend in prison?
Oh.
This was also very newsworthy at the time.
It wasn't like a quick in and out stay.
Was it?
I don't think so.
What's a quick in and out stay for Miss Martha Stewart? Well, baking long enough to get baking done.
Long enough to pickle some cucumbers, plant a garden. I want to say she was there a few months. Is there like an over on?
How
Do
many?
I need to give you the exact number of days?
No, the number of months will be acceptable.
9 months.
No, 5.
5. Okay. So
she served a 5-month prison sentence followed by 5 months of house arrest and 2 years probation.
Yeah. Good old Martha.
I remember like hearing about that. Obviously, it was very newsworthy that this like, you know, wonderful housewife type earthly mother, you know, was going to prison. So that was wild. But I also feel like we were a lot younger, so I wasn't really paying attention to the charges and the evidence and that kind of stuff. Because I don't know.
Yeah, I think not to say celebrity trials weren't a thing at the time. I feel like if that was happening today, you'd have Twitter threads detailing like every single sentence said.
Whereas
in
we were
court.
just watching like the mainstream news talk about it for 3 minutes and then moved on. So unless you actually looked it up on the internet like yourself and sought it out.
In the US, it varies by state how much of the trial could, if a trial is televised, for example, right? Which is why you have like the absolute shit show circus of like the O.J. Simpson trial. I don't remember this being the case for the Martha Stewart one.
Maybe there was just drawings.
It's probably like some random courtroom in Connecticut. And just some cartoons.
All right, next question. Going back to MTV.
Oh, good.
At the 2003 MTV Music Video Awards, Madonna made headlines
by
for her...
kissing Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera.
Damn.
You think a teenage boy in that era wouldn't remember that?
Did you know that there are like hundreds and hundreds of video clips of that moment on YouTube?
On
YouTube? Yeah, because
YouTube Shorts?
No, not YouTube Shorts. I mean, maybe, probably. But like I was looking it up to figure it out what year was that.
Oh, just for research.
And just to confirm that she did in fact kiss Britney and Christina.
Well, they cut away. They kind of almost missed the shot of her kissing Christina Aguilera.
No, they have it, but you're right. They did switch
You're right.
the
It
camera.
kind of,
I wonder if that was intentional because that was a very
cut away.
Yeah, that was. They got a lot of slack for that in the media, whereas like now no one would give a shit.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Those standards have
Well, it was
changed a lot.
2003. Yeah.
Was that right before Christina Aguilera took that turn to she released that like Dirty album? Was it called Dirty or was it just had the song?
I don't remember, but it's based on her appearance in that on stage. It was probably around that time.
Yeah. Because I remember that being like sort of a crazy shift in like what was how sexual female pop stars
Yeah.
it was normal to be. I guess like her and Britney Spears really represented that in a lot of ways. But I feel like I remember like friends and their parents thinking like it was
bad.
MTV was basically turning into pornography when they saw like the
Yeah.
Christina Aguilera's music video for the song Dirty.
What do they think of Instagram and Twitter now? Those people. Welcome to the
Things
new
have
world.
changed.
Yes. Okay, finish this sentence.
Dixie D'Amelio.
Sabrina the Teenage.
Which?
Yeah.
Oh, that's it?
That's
the
it.
whole sentence?
Bonus question: who is the actress on the main show that aired, for like a decade?
So Melissa Joan Hart.
Yep.
And when she famously was on Dancing with the Stars, she was on it doing an interview with Jimmy Kimmel where he was asking her questions about Sabrina the Teenage Witch. And she goes like, Jimmy, isn't this so like 2005 or something?
Yeah.
And he's like, to be fair, like, yeah, so are you? Or something like that.
Really? I don't
it's
remember
hilarious.
the interview.
Well, like, she's
What'd she
famous for
say?
that, going on Dancing with the Stars for having been famous. And she's like, kind of like saying, like, why are you asking me these questions about things about why I was relevant years ago? And he's like, because you were relevant years ago.
What'd she say to that?
It probably sounds meaner as I'm saying
Yeah.
it. It kind of
It sounds
was
mean.
funny in the moment. Maybe not. She probably didn't appreciate that.
I like her as an actress.
Is she still?
I don't know.
thought-
I mean, I think she did some smaller projects.
I feel like she does like weird religious films
Do you
now
know
for
this?
TV. I might be mixing up the people, but I'm
Somewhat.
pretty sure it's her.
Okay. Cannot confirm. That's not in my list of questions.
She
or
went
answers.
from, witch to she's trying to make up for all the witchy behavior, I guess.
Okay.
You're fogging up. Are you getting nervous there?
What? It's
Your
foggy?
glasses are getting
I think they're just dirty. Who is the longest standing couple to come out of The Bachelor or The Bachelorette?
like no one.
No, the longest standing. There must be,
Like
No?
because they made it like a week past the finale.
Shut
I don't watch. I've admitted this before. The only season I watched, was the one with Juan Pablo,
Juan Pablo.
the soccer player.
It was such a dick.
Because that was that was fascinating television because women were like trained to compete for this man.
Who they realized was
And a
asshole.
few of them slowly realized towards the end of the season, like, this guy is just kind of a piece of shit. Why am I competing for him?
I feel like that was the most educational season of The Bachelor because a lot of women watching that could see themselves in that position because who hasn't dated a jerk? I think it actually helped.
Yeah, who
I found that educational. I remember when that came out. I'm like, this is good. And I don't even think the producers intended this.
Yeah, they should just make teenage girls watch that.
Yeah, it's important to learn. Not
But then,
everyone's a
I
fairy
guess
tale.
I think we must have started like the next season, and then it was just like a bunch of like boring, attractive people. So it's like, this isn't interesting anymore. So
Boring,
I've
attractive people.
I've like maybe someone
have
from
no
one
idea.
of the someone from like the first season or something actually.
Yeah, it was the
Stuck
first Bachelorette, Trista Wren and Ryan Sutter, who met on the show in
Ryan
2003.
Hockey player? Is he a hockey
What?
player?
No.
Ryan Sutter's a hockey. Anyway, I wouldn't. You
Is-
could have.
is he
I could have
hockey
guessed until now from the end of time. I never would have been able to tell you those names.
Yeah, that's the longest. They have kids. They got married. They're like the only, well, not the only. There's a few couples that have lasted. Apparently, there's 14 when I was Googling this. But that's 14 out of like hundreds of
I was
possibilities.
about to say,
so
what's their linkage rate? I mean, what's their
yeah, the
well, the
connection
success rate?
Success. I don't know. I tried to look it up, but it was very unclear because they got back together. Well, he actually
How many
flipped the
got
switch and picked someone
married?
else from the show later. Like it's unclear.
How many marriages have come out of the Bachelor?
Marriage is an indicator of success now, Ben.
Well, the whole point of the show is to get
It's
engaged by
defined.
the end of
yeah,
it.
Yeah, I know you're right. According to the show's standards, the ultimate, prize is marriage to the man of interest or woman.
Yeah, is it at the end they like show them shopping for the ring and like there's some big sponsorship moment there.
Yes,
usually,
sponsored
right?
Neil Diamond. Wait, no, that
Is
doesn't
it
make
Neil
sense.
Diamond?
Neil?
Is that the one that wanted
Neil
to
Lane.
pay?
That's it.
Which is the one that wanted to pay you? Maybe we shouldn't say.
Not that. Not
A different
Neil
company
Lane.
wanted to pay you
To get
sponsor
engaged.
our engagement,
Yeah.
right?
I think we talked about that before. It's just like hilarious. But you know what's more hilarious is then I would notice people post engagement videos on YouTube, like
Around that
lifestyle
time.
vloggers, and I'm like,
Oh.
okay, I see where the motives are. Anyways,
Anyway.
Ryan Reynolds was at one point engaged to which Canadian musician?
He's married to Blake Lively now,
Correct.
and he's actually a really sweet guy. He does a lot of
you know him?
well, he does a lot of philanthropy for
Okay.
like causes even back in Canada and locally here in Ottawa too. He was engaged to a Canadian musician. Is that the question? What is?
Yes.
It's not Avril Lavigne. Cristine would know that. I would know that because Christine's an Avril super fan. Canadian female pop star.
Yep.
How many of those are there? Alanis Morissette.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No
You
way.
didn't know that?
I did not know
Yeah.
that. I knew she used to babysit kids in the community I grew up in.
I mean, a lot of people have babysat kids. What do you mean? I babysat kids at some point.
Alanis Morissette babysat. She went to high school like a few
Okay.
blocks away from
So
where I grew
wait,
up.
did she babysit you or kids
No.
that you know? Or why is this fascinating? She babysat kids in Ottawa?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool, Ben. Like a lot of people have babysat kids growing up to make
A
some
lot of
extra
people
money.
aren't Alanis Morissette.
I know, okay.
You're not impressed by this at all?
Wait, have you
It's
ever
just interesting.
have you ever babysat kids growing up for like extra cash?
There was like a kid who lived across the street where occasionally the parents would just be like, hey, could you look after them for a few hours? And usually my sister would do that, but if she wasn't available, I would sometimes.
I took a babysitter's course and got like a certification.
Were you in the Babysitters Club?
No, that's a book. Hated that series. But but yeah, I remember taking a course.
Uh-huh.
And I think I
What did
made
they
like
teach you?
$10 an hour babysitting parents, friends, kids, you
Yeah.
know, on the weekends.
Is that your first job then?
I made the kids craft dinner.
That's very healthy.
That's all I could make.
Extra cheese powder. Don't tell your parents.
Oh, those were the days. Next question. What are the names of Kim Kardashian and Kanye West's kids?
Saint, North, Yeezus.
You got 2, so that's half a point. Can you name the other 2?
They have 4 kids.
They have 4 kids.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Should I know this?
No. I think
Okay, I don't
most
care.
people wouldn't know all 4.
So do I get 2 points out of 4? Or
No, you get half a point.
half.
You have to
You're
know
gonna
all
make
4.
my outcome worse than you are. I was handing out
Okay,
bonus
fine.
points
I'll
like
give you
candy here.
one point because you're right. It's reasonable to probably know North and Saint because I think those are the older kids, so they've just been talked about more because they've been alive
They have
longer.
4 kids.
Yeah. Okay, the last 2 were Chicago,
Oh,
And-
shy.
Psalm, spelt Psalm.
Yeah.
Psalm?
Like
Is that how
a
you pronounce
religious, song. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Menchie's
I
snoring
can
under
literally
the
hear
table.
Menchie
It's
snoring on the
distracting
table. She's
us.
in her pumpkin today because she refused to sit in the holiday bed. She was not
She
in
can
the spirit.
sit wherever she wants.
That's what we said. Okay, Menchie, we're going to swap out the beds. We'll make you happy under the table. And now she's in a pumpkin.
She's in a nightmare before Christmas kind of mood.
I should do a pop quiz. How many beds does Menchie have?
Only you and I would know that answer. Do we even
Yeah,
know?
how
There's too
much?
many to count.
I counted it once on Snapchat.
There's pumpkin,
Yeah.
Christmas tree,
Yeah.
Christmas lights bed,
Yeah.
her pink bed,
Yeah.
her blue bed,
Yeah.
the Canada Day gray bed.
Yeah.
The Zyler has
Yeah.
claimed that bed.
Count that.
There's a holographic dome bed.
Yeah.
What am I missing?
You're missing the second pink bed. There's a hot pink bed and a light pink.
Okay, so there's 8 beds.
That's pretty good, though. That's pretty good. I'll give you a point. I'll give you a point.
Dixie D'Amelio.
Menchie pop culture. Okay. What song was playing when Marissa shot Ryan on the OC's season 2
What
finale?
you say? Oh, that you only mean well.
What's it called and who sings it?
What you say? I don't know
not
what
the
it's
name.
called, but that's what everyone knows it as.
Imogen Heap's Hide and Seek.
Can I get half a point? Give me a half a point.
Because you can carry a
I
tune.
can keep singing for you.
Okay,
That
speaking
was a
of
big
singing,
deal. Yeah.
Oh, you want to? Did you watch the OC?
Yeah. I had a
cried.
crush on Summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was a Summer fan. Seth and Summer.
Yeah, I like Seth.
Yeah, you would like Seth.
I think they date. What do you mean? What is that supposed to mean? I didn't like Ryan because he always got into trouble. So like, fuck that. I don't like that.
Yeah. Bad boys are overrated.
Yeah, never like that.
I like that the guy who plays Adam Brody.
Yeah.
Yeah, Adam Brody. He did a movie recently called The Kid Detective.
Mm-hmm.
It's made in Canada. But anyway, that doesn't matter. But it's like, I really like that movie. Excellent. It's kind of one of those hidden gem movies. Kid Detective would recommend.
I couldn't follow it.
You were
I
kind of
thought
like
he
half
was
asleep.
fine. Like he was good in it, but just like the plot was kind of stupid for me.
Were you kind of like fell asleep in the middle of it, I think. It was
Yeah.
actually, I thought it was a good movie.
Okay.
It's about
fair
a kid
enough.
like who is really good at like solving petty grievances between students
Yeah.
as a child. He was like a famous kid detective in his town. But then when he couldn't solve like a real thing, it kind of destroyed him. And like now he's living his life as a young adult with like the failure of still trying to be a private detective. It's really it's like it's unique. It's not like anything else I've ever seen, and I appreciate that.
I wish he would do a spot on Grey's Anatomy. I feel like a show like that he'd be great on.
Oh,
Like he'd be a great doctor.
Mick what?
McNerdy.
McNerdy. People after your pop quiz episode, people mentioned there was not just McDreamy and McSteamy. There was another Mick.
They
Mick
did?
something else. Yeah.
Well, they said I was wrong and that the show actually did reference Derek as McDreamy, and there was episodes called McDreamy.
Or that like Sandra Oh's character was the first one to use
call
it.
yeah,
say
yeah.
that.
So my mistake.
Okay, but I think there was a third, Mick something else.
Was there? I didn't
Maybe
see
not.
that
You missed
comment.
that episode.
I don't know, but Adam Brody.
McNerdy?
McNerdy, yeah. Go on Grey's Anatomy. I think he'd be great. He should
How
play
many
Meredith
seasons-
Grey's love interest.
He should.
Please.
Isn't he pretty young for her?
No, he's like 40 now.
Oh yeah.
He's young in our minds because of the OC, but that was like 15 years ago.
He's still in high school.
He's
in
still
my
in high
mind.
school? No, he's not. Okay.
All right. Question. What question are we on?
18.
18.
What did TikTok used to be called?
Dixie D'Amelio.
No.
It was called Musically.
How do you spell that?
No A. And there was like a
Spell
period before the L.
Spell it.
Musicly.
No.
But there's a period before the ly.
So
Music,
MUSIC what?
Period
No.
li.
No.
Period ly.
This is what doesn't make any sense to me, and I had to confirm it.
What is it?
It's music L dot ly. Why? I don't know. Because it's
Oh, Musically.
musical without the A. Like if you just go with the last A, dot ly. It's so weird. It looks like a bit.ly link. Like I don't understand the name. I'll give you a point
Bad
because
Japanese
you know what it is.
translation or something.
Okay. On TikTok, what does FYP stand for?
For you page.
How do you know that? You literally don't even have the app.
What do you think? I'm just some dinosaur? I've never had
You
TikTok or
studied
Musically.
for this. You studied Dixie before this.
I studied Dixie.
Because when you heard I was doing a pop culture quiz test for you, I'm sure you thought all the questions would be about the D'Amelios.
I thought every single question would be
Yeah.
have the answer Dixie D'Amelio.
Oh my god.
No, I'm not a TikToker. Sorry.
You sure? Mm-hmm. We could
Why would I lie about
we
that?
could put you on TikTok. I'm gonna shave your mustache on TikTok.
You are?
Yeah.
When?
After this.
Okay. Sure. I
Okay.
do need to shave.
Speaking of lingo of the youth, what
Hello,
does
fellow kids.
this is the Millennial Podcast? What does get the bag mean?
It means fill that bag up with money.
Okay.
It means get that cash, paper.
So it's a term of encouragement.
Yeah, it's like, oh, Tana Mojo, can you scam your fans to make a bunch of money? Like, it's okay, girl, get that bag.
I would like to read you the definition according to the Urban Dictionary. The bag. a large sum of money obtained at once or accumulatively from a single activity, often associated with drugs or some sort of hustle.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And it also comes from, it's a derivative of fumble the bag. I had to do my research on this because I'm
That's
like, where
right.
does this come
If you
from?
do something that costs you a lot of money, you fumbled the bag, right?
Do you know who said fumble the bag and where that came from?
Yeezus. Was it Dixie D'Amelio?
No. I'll give you a bonus point, though, because you know the definition of fumble the bag. That wasn't even my question.
Who coined it? Jay-Z.
It comes from a lyric in the 2017 song I Get the Bag by Gucci Mane.
Gucci Mane.
To fumble the bag is to lose the money, the bag, you made, or to make unwise investments with the money you already have, i.e. the bag. It's also used for fumbling or botching or bungling something more generally.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is the history on fumble the bag and get the bag.
Thank you for that lesson, Cristine.
You're welcome.
Did you know that before?
I did not know about fumble the bag, but I knew that what get the bag was because occasionally I'll see someone write that. And I'm just like, what? What?
Who, me?
We did not get the bag on this podcast. There was no sponsorship.
Yeah, we
often drop the bag by not having a sponsorship.
We fumble the bag all the time.
We fumble. I literally just said the definition.
We should fill that bag up.
But we don't have to.
We don't have
just
to.
because there is a bag doesn't mean you always need to get it filled. So why is it fumbling by default? It doesn't need to be fumbling if you just choose not to fill it.
Well, then we didn't fumble the bag.
No, we just left the
Maybe
bag.
we didn't have a bag to fill it.
We
all.
let Menchie in the bag. We just let her sit in the bag. There's no room for money.
Okay, question 20.
Which YouTuber was recently on Dancing with the Stars?
Jojo Siwa,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
And she's trying to outgrow her like I'm a
Childhood?
child image Nickelodeon thing, right?
As most child stars do, yeah. Makes
It's
sense.
tough though, like because it's easy to get stuck at the age at which you got really famous.
Yeah,
so it's
same.
hard to get.
I'm always 26.
Yeah, but at least that's 26 and not like 14, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not trying to suggest I have the same struggles.
She so the CEO of some executive with Facebook or Instagram was recently testifying.
I saw that.
Yeah, I think we saw this on DeFranco's show,
They were
right?
testifying about like child safety and just trying to make sure that kids under 13 can't access Instagram.
Yeah. But like the same guy who was testifying about how like they took this seriously about not letting children have accounts had done an interview with Jojo Siwa where she's like, don't tell anyone, but I made an account before I was 13. Ha ha ha. And the same guy was like, ooh,
I don't want to hear it.
I don't want to know. I don't want to hear
know.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was funny that clip came up or someone brought it up when they were questioning him about safety. The safety of, it was Instagram, right? I think it was
I think it was
specifically
the CEO
Instagram.
of Instagram. I mean, it's the same company as Facebook.
And there's
It's all
some
in the
talk now about
meta.
like Instagram changing things, like even about the algorithm being more like just sequential or what's the term? Remember how people were really mad when it wasn't chronological anymore? They're talking about like reverting some of those changes, I think, in the interest of making.
I don't know. That's not going to solve the child safety issue, though. That has nothing to do with that. That's just like a totally different complaint.
And what would solve the and what would like
parents
preventing people from face tuning pictures, preventing people from using filters
That's
at all?
impossible.
How do you even? Yeah, exactly.
I mean, well, there are filters by default on the app that they could just not allow. They could do that, but there's a huge marketplace for people creating.
People
these
will
filters.
just edit the photos off platform.
Exactly.
And
So it
upload
doesn't
them,
solve
right?
it. Like Facetune as an app can still exist and you can upload it. There's no way to flag Photoshop. But the child safety thing, like I don't know how you completely get rid of people under 13 signing up, because even though you require and you say you must be 13 and hopefully a child is scared, you know, when they read that, assuming they can read, when they say like, yes, I'm 13, it doesn't necessarily always work.
We remember being that age. You would just pick a random year to use a service or fake your.
But when
That's
it comes
not
to
the
child
child-
stars, but like with JoJo, I don't know for sure, but for other child stars, it often says in their bio, like managed by parents or managed by, they tag the talent agency.
So they say
so
that
it's
to
like
get
a
around.
disclaimer almost like, oh, this isn't actually someone under 13 who runs this account. And maybe they do that for safety reasons too. And to dissuade fans from like trying to DM or something to get them directly, or not DM, but you know what I mean.
I think that's literally just to get around the age restrictions, right?
Yeah, but like maybe that child is actually the one writing the captions or posting pictures.
Yeah.
It's all very weird. Anyways, next question. Who is in the Black Eyed Peas currently?
Do they currently?
Currently.
Well, are we in a fucking time machine? Do they still exist?
Yeah.
Okay, there was Will.i.am.
Yep.
Who has done some hilarious interviews.
Why? Why hilarious?
What
do you know that I don't?
I saw a clip of him on like CNN once trying to talk about. Anyway, it's kind of mean, but like he was trying to talk about stuff other than music, and it was just like, it was like watching a car crash.
What
like
was
he
he
couldn't like
interested in?
articulate ideas about anything. It was really strange
What was he
to
trying
watch.
to talk about?
Might have been politics or something. All I remember is just thinking like this guy, like it was a disaster. Anyway, Will.i.am. Actually, can I tell you my this is morbid, but like the most fucked up celebrity interview I've ever seen was Michael Jackson's dad right after Michael Jackson died. It's one of like the craziest things ever. Like he was known for being like a piece of shit who kind of beat his kids, allegedly, I think. And there was an interview right after Michael died where I think it's Don Lemon, who may or may not have been with CNN at the time, interviewing him, like wanting to speak to his father about like how like, you know, the world is mourning the loss of your son who was a superstar. And Joe Jackson like says a bit about that. And then he goes, but hey, I want to bring in my business partner here and talk to you about Blu-ray technology. And the interviewer's like, what the fuck is going on? And it's like they're trying to talk about him about the loss of his son, and he's using it to like to promote some like product he doesn't under. It's one of the craziest clips.
Blu-ray technology.
Yeah, like you can tell he doesn't even really know what that means.
If it was today, it would be like an NFT.
yeah. My son died, but like, check out my NFT. It was fucking insane. But yeah, okay, sorry. Will.i.am.
Yes. Who else is in the Black Eyed Peas?
Well, Fergie was. Did she come back? No, she did not come back.
She left around 2018.
She completely changed the group when they brought her in. It just basically became like the backing band for Fergie. Like the Black Eyed Peas existed before Fergie.
Yes.
And they existed after Fergie.
Yes.
From what I can tell. Mm-hmm. The other ones, there was like that sort of small dude. He was really small.
That's not his name. Okay, I'll give you the names.
Doctor J.
No.
Dixie D'Amelio.
Okay, one of them is Taboo.
Taboo, yeah.
J. Ray Soul. And I don't know how to say this,
there's
but
another.
Yeah, Apple de app. APL.de.ap.
Apple the app.
Maybe.
Check your mind like me, Abuji. Something in your belly.
What?
Get jiggy. Is
that a lyric? I don't know. No bonus points for whatever that was.
Where's the love, Cristine? Where's the love?
In the pumpkin.
Okay, next question.
Okay, who was Walt Disney's favorite princess?
Well, wasn't Walt Disney a pretty famous anti-Semite?
What does that have to do with the question, dear? Jesus Christ.
What
was his favorite princess? He told people who his favorite princess was.
Well, he died before some of the modern ones we grew up with, I think. So it wouldn't be any of the modern ones. Cinderella?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, that's just sort of the classic,
want to know
right?
the quote?
Give it to me.
In referencing Cinderella, he said, "You're my favorite heroine, you know."
Who is he? Is he speaking to Cinderella?
I think he was speaking about. Yeah, it's kind of weird how this quote came about. And then someone said, "You mean Cinderella?" Yes, he said, "There's something about that story I associate with."
What? What was your favorite Disney movie growing up?
Wait, that doesn't trouble you at all?
What do you think? I don't even know what he means. What did he
You don't
associate?
know the story of Cinderella?
Well, it
was like the poor girl.
The poor girl with like the mean
stepmom
and sisters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, what does he relate to?
I don't know.
Being the prince who chases someone down with a glass slipper?
I don't know. I don't
Does he
know.
relate
It's just
with
like a weird thing to say.
He's the fairy godmother.
Okay. So
What was your favorite Disney movie?
Probably The Little Mermaid.
That one is S tier for sure,
Okay.
in my mind. I remember liking Pinocchio a lot as a kid, but I also remember like part of it was like kind of terrifying. Like I think there's a part where like people are turning into like donkeys or something. I can only vaguely
You'd probably like
picture
that,
this.
turning into donkeys.
Some of those Disney movies used to be kind of weird and dark. Like
Some of them?
Dumbo, classic movie, was like really depressing, especially if you like animals. Same thing with Fox and the
Sleeping Beauty.
Hound, Bambi. Those movies are all really hard to watch for animal lovers.
And also Sleeping Beauty if you're a human. That one is pretty dark.
That's why
You
that
don't
one's.
remember that one? Sleeping Beauty? Literally like asleep. Had to kiss her.
Oh, just for like
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I was thinking Beauty and the Beast for some reason.
Yeah.
No, yeah, sleeping. That's pretty fucked
Beauty and
up.
the Beast is also a little weird when you think about it.
Not just a little weird.
What
It's a lot
what
weird.
the fuck? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 more questions.
No one, baby like Gaston. No one.
I loved Gaston.
Oh, you
Wait,
did.
no, not Gaston.
I thought you're more of an Adam Brody
No,
kind of
I'm
girl.
sorry. I said Gaston, but I meant whoever played the candle. Who was the candle?
Candelabra.
The French candle.
Ah.
Yeah. I always like the objects.
Who's it?
best.
Belle? Belle? Who is the princess?
Belle.
Belle. Yeah.
I was her for Halloween for sure because I had like brown long hair.
You're right. There was the clock and the candelabra.
Yeah.
Or the
Candelabra was funny. I don't even remember his name, but
Jacques.
shout out. Maybe. I can't remember.
Jacques
Something
Candlestick.
French. The candlestick. Okay. Which YouTuber got absolutely dragged for the value of items in an advent calendar they released in 2017?
2017.
2017, yeah. So a few years ago.
Who is the girl who got sued for not doing the sunscreen video?
You're
Bethany
thinking-
Moda.
Yeah, it's not her.
Not her?
No.
2017. Jaclyn Hill.
No.
No, not Jaclyn Hill. Okay. I could keep guessing if you want.
Zoella.
Oh, I think I remember that.
It was in the news. Yeah, it was big.
Yeah, because what was in there? It was just like a lot.
So
of,
it was a
obviously-
50-pound, which translates to $66 advent calendar, which was sold, I guess, exclusively at a UK retailer. But what was in it is what people had issues with because it was mostly just like stickers and little trinkets, and there wasn't actually anything of value. And this is a common criticism of advent calendars. It's almost like
tough
risky to do an advent calendar because people will just say like, "How dare you?" No matter what.
Yeah, we were trying to concept out if it would be possible to do that for a Holo Taco.
Yeah, but it's very hard to make it include like good full-size items and it not be expensive if you want at least 12 items in it. Like that, it just, the math doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
But what made this get dragged even more was that she gave an excuse publicly
tell me more.
in a video. So she
Is this still a quiz? Or you...
No, I'm just telling you because it's interesting. She said that the pricing was totally out of her hands and set by the retailer. She said, "I'm all about the creativity. I'm all about getting it from design to product. Where my input ends is there. The retailer can decide how much they sell it for. That's completely outside of my decision making. I don't have the right to make those decisions, and it makes me so sad."
Yeah, that's a good lesson for anyone
In business,
or just in this space.
influencing,
Yeah.
to not let retailers price your products that have your name on them. It needs to be a mutual agreement. Because you can't just say, "I had no idea, I'm not allowed." You could have influenced this or could have decided to not price something at that point. That should have been in your control. And to kind of back out with that excuse is pretty weak. And people were disappointed in that. Because it's like, well, you agreed. You put your name on it. And if you said they can charge whatever they want, why would you do that?
Yes.
You don't have any thoughts on that?
No, I agree with you completely. You should be careful making business deals as an influencer with giving rights to your name without knowing what is going to happen with that. Yeah.
So in response to that, they slashed the price in half to £25, and then it was on sale because they had to move the inventory. But they cut it in half, which is interesting. How much was the profit margin?
Yeah.
On the stickers. Okay, last question. Last question. Bonus round.
Well, is it the last question or is it the bonus round?
This last question is a bonus because it's just such a good question. Sure. If you get it all right, you get 3 points.
3 points.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going 3 for 3.
What are the lyrics to Menchie Gang?
Like all of them?
Yeah. So Menchie Gang,
I don't think we can sing it because this video will probably get claimed by.
No, you can sing it.
Little Pump.
I can't play the backing track, but you could kind of hum it.
So Menchie Gang, 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 Menchie Gang. My cat hair's going down the drain.
Yeah.
Put Menchie in the bath, make her wet.
Throw Menchie in the bath, but close enough.
Oh, my kitty like do catnip. Ooh, she got a brother I don't even know his name.
I forgot his name.
Menchie Gang, 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 Menchie Gang. My kitty like do catnip.
No, you forgot the second verse.
Well, give me the first word.
Bitch.
Give me the second word.
Your.
Bitch, your breath smells like some salmon treats,
Yeah,
but
fruits.
you got some cute bean toe feet.
Feet.
Menchie Gang, Menchie Gang.
No, there's one last line.
She can be a sweetie, put a mousey in your shoe, but if you cross her, she'll bury you.
Ow. I did it wrong. Menchie Gang, Menchie Gang, Menchie
Menchie
Gang,
Gang.
Menchie Gang, Menchie Gang, Menchie Gang, Menchie Gang, Menchie Gang. Yep.
Menchie Gang.
Menchie Gang. Woot. For real. This simply on the beat. Okay.
You know, it's one of like the
good.
funniest memories I have of you early on in YouTube was us sitting at a computer trying to write the words to Adele's Hello
and then
with
me
nail
failing
polish.
at singing the proper tone or melody, and you getting so frustrated with me
No,
for not
no, that
understanding how I'm not singing it
I look
correctly.
back fondly on that because, like, yeah, I was trying to help you follow the melody.
But I'm
like
so
line
bad.
at a time,
You're like,
yeah.
no, Cristine, it's and I'm like or whatever. And we redid it so many times, and I just could never get it
And
right.
the neighbors, I'm pretty sure at one point were like banging on the wall.
Was that when I was singing?
Hollow, hollow, hollow. Yeah, I think so.
Hello. I think Menchie Gang was one of my best works, to be honest.
A lot of your music little parodies were pretty amazing back in the day.
All the money for Menchie Gang goes to the artist, though.
Did he claim that video
Little freak.
outright?
Who is it?
Not even a profit share? It's like a...
No, it's totally claimed.
Totally claimed?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. It's like we've had some streamers come over from Twitch to YouTube recently, and I guess their assumption was that just, we can look at copyright content. It just means those people are going to claim all the ad revenue of it.
And streamers usually don't care about ad revenue because they have memberships.
Yeah. But I guess what I think some people are learning is that the claimant has the option of not just claiming your revenue. They could just decide like, no, fuck you, I'm taking your content down. And that's why we've seen like Ludwig have like a bunch of his streams just sort of taken down midstream, right?
I am very happy that Menchie Gang was not removed from the internet. I would have uploaded it with no audio.
But Lil Pump could have decided to...
Was it Lil Pump or was it Lil Peep? A little freak?
Little something.
Why is there so many Lils?
I guess there's also so many.
There's also a lot of bigs too. There's a lot of bigs.
There used to be more bigs. Now it's more littles.
It's whatever's
People are just
trending.
getting smaller, I think.
Is that what it is? Rappers get smaller over time.
Kind of seems like we used to have Biggie, the notorious B.I.G.
B.I.G., yeah.
Oh, my man Tech left an 8 and a 9 at my crib.
Okay, let's not sing those lyrics. And Menchie Gang only.
But now we have like a little dweeb who looks like he weighs 80 pounds soaking wet.
Lil Loser. Oh my god, okay.
We're just not part of this isn't our world,
Lil Simp.
Also, we shouldn't be body shaming people. It's okay if you're
what?
tiny.
I was not correlating the Lil or the Big
I
to
was
the
sort
person.
I was sort of making fun of them for being tiny.
I
But,
literally don't even know like the size of any of these people. I just know the names. I don't like know what they look
I think the
like.
people who call themselves little tend to be little.
Really?
Unless it's like ironic, like
But then how do you know? That's not fair. There's so many lils and bigs, and it doesn't necessarily mean that they're little or big. It's just like a cool thing to append to a name, I guess. No?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not in the industry of
Fat
naming.
Joe.
Okay. All right, I'm going to tally up your scores. Let
Please.
me count.
Did I get 100%?
3,
How many bonus points did I get?
10, 11, 12,
You're
13,
counting
14,
one at a time.
15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 plus 2.5, so you get 21 out of 25.
20 plus 2.5?
No, plus 2 0.5s.
So 21.
21 out of 25.
What is that? 80.
Is pretty good.
82,
Not as good as
82%?
me. But you
84%?
do know a lot about pop culture. Yes, that's a passing grade. You get your scholarship.
Scholarship to go to what?
This
What
podcast.
school?
You can return on this podcast.
That was fun. Good. That was a good.
You liked my questions?
Yeah, you did. You did good.
Thank you. I researched a lot.
I was
It was
worried
quite
it
fun.
was going to be all about like who is married to this famous man after the
There's
first
a
few.
little bit of
There's
that.
a few of those.
Because I was trying to tie two worlds, like, you know, the supermodel or the pop star that I know with some hockey player, sports people that you know.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was fun.
Okay. Yeah.
How did the audience do?
Yeah, how'd you guys do?
Did you guys do better than me?
Better or worse than 21 out of 25? And did you get bonus points?
I'm a little bummed that none of the answers were actually Dixie D'Amelio.
Shut up. Why Dixie? Why not Charlie?
Well, isn't that what I guessed wrong in the end of the last one? You asked me a question about the D'Amelio sisters, and I guessed Dixie.
Why?
I don't know, because I thought I
Do you know
guessed
which
wrong.
one is
Who was
which?
the older one?
Okay.
Charlie is the one is why they're all famous, right?
Some would consider that rude.
I mean, whatever level of internet fame I have because you got famous, it's not rude for anyone to say that.
Yeah, that's different though.
Is it different?
Yeah, we're not sisters fighting for the spotlight.
Yes, we are not sisters.
All right, everyone. I hope I'm going to leave the link to Menchie Gang down below so you can go and enjoy that beautiful musical masterpiece. I know in the comment section of that video, people listen
Use
to
an
it
ad
on
blocker
repeat.
so you're not supporting Little Pump. That guy's like a real piece of shit, I think.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
If it is Little Pump, right?
I don't remember which.
A little.
Okay, maybe. I don't know. But the video is claimed, but it still is allowed to exist on the platform. So that's good. All right. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Taco Tuesday. And we will see you all next time.
See you
Thanks so much
later.
for watching. Bye.